folks. Hello, I'm Gail. That was enough, wasn't it? Yeah, my cancer was 14 years ago. Although I think, what is this, 2025? Could be 15 years ago. Cancer-free, yes. Sometimes I miss it. I know you're not supposed to say that, and I don't really mean it, but life was more interesting. I mean, it wasn't, every day was a gift. It wasn't like there were good or bad days, there were just I'm alive days. And now I wake up and I think, oh, great, another day. When is this going to end? Yeah. I miss cancer so much that I wrote an entire 1-hour, one-person show about it. Apparently a lot of people miss their cancer. Diagnosis day was kind of rough. My surgeon was, after my hysterectomy, he was pacing back and forth behind his desk saying, if you don't do exactly what I say, you're going to die immediately. He didn't say immediately. He said 5 years, but it felt pretty immediate. And I didn't like his tone. I thought, you know what, I'm going to die before I let this guy bully me. I went home that night. I had a nice conversation with a friend, told her about my diagnosis, and she said, oh, I hear cancer can be the best thing that ever happens to you. What? I mean, you want to trade? That's like saying, yeah, you might be in a coffin, but at least you get a free makeover. That week, I went to a Brooklyn concert outdoors with a fun friend, and it was amazing. It started raining, and people were dancing on their blankets, and the music was blaring, and the lights were in my eyes, and there was lines at the food truck, and there were lines in the back for the porta pots, and there were finance bros peeing into the bushes. I loved it. I looked up to the sky, and I was like, this is the last concert I'm ever going to go to. It's perfect. 15 years later, and that was the last concert I've ever been to. Actually, wait. Hang on. I did go to a concert last year. I saw Sarah McLachlan at the Hollywood Bowl. It was fine. I mean, you can't really beat an I'm about to die concert. You know? I mean, you never forget your last concert. People don't say that. People say, you never forget your first concert, your first boyfriend, your first blowjob. People don't say, you never forget your last concert, your last boyfriend, your last blowjob. Because we don't know. Right? I mean, I do remember my last blowjob because I don't ever want to do that again. Because I remember my last boyfriend, and I don't want to do that again. My last banana was this morning at 8 a.m. It's my favorite food. I love bananas. I have one every morning. If this morning's banana was my last banana, I didn't do it right. I mean, I chopped it up, I put it in a blender with frozen fruit. If it was my last banana, I wouldn't waste it like that. I would eat it pure and raw on its own. I would peel it softly and tenderly, and I would caress and bite. Oh God, that sounds like a blowjob. It's a coincidence. I swear to God, I love bananas. What I'm trying to say, I guess, is yes, cancer was a good thing that happened to me. not what I would have chosen, but yes, it helped me appreciate concerts and fruit. But appreciation can fade, right? I mean, it's been 14, 15 years, right? So as I started to recover in the year after my cancer treatment ended, I invented a game for myself called My Last Day on Earth game. So that whenever I was complaining and feeling moody or depressed, I would just think, oh, wait, this is the last day of my life, so I should enjoy it. That way I could live life to its fullest, and every moment would count. I started dating again, and I did one of these speed dating things, because you gotta move fast when you're gonna die. And I met this handsome Brazilian young man who invited me out to dinner. I couldn't believe it. And we sat across from each other and had our lasagna, and our eyes met. And I looked into his eyes, and I told him about my game, my last day of my life game. And he looked back at me, and I saw something in his eyes that made me think he thinks he's gonna get laid tonight. And I thought, why not? If this is my last day on the earth, I should have sex with a sexy Brazilian guy. So I take him home, he sits on my couch, and I look at him and I think, no. I don't want to have my last day on the earth fucking a stranger. I sent him home. So I think, what do I want to do on my last day on the earth? I don't know. I mean, maybe I want to go to the mountains. Maybe I want to sit by a stream, eat a banana. I know that I want to be with someone who really loves me, but not someone who cries too much. I mean, don't make me comfort you. This is my deathbed, right? Don't interfere with my death jam. I almost interfered with my dad's death jam. We were really close when I was a little girl. I was the favorite, and he could always cheer me up, and it was a really special relationship. But as time went on and politics entered our lives, we weren't as close. And so for years, I just kept hoping to get back that closeness that we'd always had. And here he is in the hospital for 3 weeks, and I sit by his bed, and I think, oh, maybe this is it. We can reclaim our closeness that we've always had. And I think, well, I could just ask him, Dad, why did you call me an odd duck when I was really just being creative? And why didn't you love me? Can't you love me even though I became a liberal Yankee and moved to New York City? And don't you know that Trump's bad? And I would apologize, and I could say, I'm sorry that I made you turn off Fox News when I was in the room, even though I'm not really sorry. But I looked down at him in his weakened state, in his little hospital gown and pale, and his BiPAP machine is on the table next to him unplugged because oxygen doesn't do anything anymore at this point. And I think, no, this is his death jam. This is his last time. So what does he want to talk about? I mean, he hasn't mentioned seeing angels. Darn it. So I think, okay, this is his end, so let's go back to the beginning. So I asked him about baseball. My dad grew up in a small town in Texas, and he played Little League. So I asked him, I said, Dad, you used to play Little League, right? You were pretty good, weren't you? And he said, oh, yeah, I was pretty good. And I said, well, Dad, so what position did you play? And he said, oh, I was in the outfield, proudly. And I said, Dad, what was the name of your team? And he said, Wildcats. Wildcats. I never knew that. I never asked. That was the last thing he ever said. It was our last banana together. So, I guess cancer did teach me something. I learned to be present for my dad at that moment and myself. I didn't interfere with his death jam, and nobody better interfere with mine. Thank you.